next guest is an Emmy-nominated actress and comedian you know from shows such as Broad City and The Good Place. She currently stars in the third season of the hit HBO series Barry. The season finale airs on HBO and HBO Max this Sunday. Let's take a look.
Sally. Hey, Sally, wake up. It's the whole home screen. Look at your freaking face. It's huge. That face is being seen everywhere this morning. And you're still at 98% on Roddy T's. This is insane. It's all happening.
Please welcome back to the show our friend Darcy Carton, everybody. Here. I know, and Darcy, it should be noted, you said, if Jeff Goldblum wants to stick around, you'd be happy with it.
I'm not in charge here, but if he wants to stay, he can.
Well, I think we're all very happy about that. Let me just say, I have enjoyed this season of Barry so much.
Very much.
Very much. But this was a season, like a lot of great television, that was interrupted by COVID.
Sure was.
So how far into this season were you when the rug got pulled out? Yeah.
We were doing table reads, so we were about to start filming. We were on the, for LA, lockdown started on a Friday. We did our table read on a Wednesday when it was still like, what's going on?
Yeah.
And we went to our little table read, and everyone has like one individual hand sanitizer, like that would
That was gonna do it. Yeah.
Yeah. And everybody was like, should we hug? Should we not? And then a couple of the actors and I got into Henry Winkler's car and drove to lunch. And like shared food, appetizers. Yeah. So we didn't know anything at that point. We knew absolutely nothing. And then we got the call that the world did the thing.
Even after lockdown, if Henry Winkler asked me to get in his car, I would.
You
for
have
what
to.
it's worth.
Yeah, you have to.
I wouldn't say no to Henry Winkler.
Like every morning I called Jeff and said, what are we gonna wear today?
It is, and let me just stress, you might be the first two people who have ever been on this show that went black, yellow, and green.
That's not a normal combo.
And then here you are together.
I said, I'll wear my PJs, you wear a cool cardigan, and our son will just wear a nice blue shirt.
Mom, Dad, why do you guys have to dress alike?
We laid out your clothes. You refuse to wear your black, yellow, and green.
I know, I'm so sorry. This is, I want to say how really deeply excited I am. A trailer just was out. This week, you are in a television adaptation of League of Their Own.
I am.
A perfect film that I rewatched recently, and I'm wondering, obviously I'm a little bit older than you, did that movie mean something to you?
Oh, yeah. It totally did. I played baseball as a kid, and I played a bunch of sports, and that one, there was like so many good 90s baseball movies.
Yes.
But this one really meant something special to me. Oh, yeah.
Well, you have a photo, you mentioned you play baseball, so I wanna, so is this a photo of you that was then made into a button?
You got that right.
Yeah, okay.
Really just I want to just point out, I did that myself.
Yeah. It's really nice.
I was a little kid. I wasn't like a hairstylist, but I was able to create that. Like that's...
Yeah. And now, are you still doing work with BDT and Associates, right?
Yes.
This is wonderful. Also, I feel like a lot of people did in this era did a lot of sports with turternecks.
Yeah,
right?
or like a nice mock turtleneck.
Just a mock turtleneck. Yeah.
Can I just tell you that?
I'm sorry, Jeff. I didn't mean to shout out your.
Another 90s movie that meant the absolute world to me was Jurassic Park.
All right.
Is Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
I'm a huge...
It is nice,
As
right?
we all are.
Yeah.
Nice segue.
Yeah, very nice.
Thanks.
You can do this.
Okay, great. Let's switch.
You can do that. Very natural
great.
segue. Yeah.
I have to tell you, my parents took my I almost just said children, my siblings and I out of school to see opening day of Jurassic Park. And I was about that age, a little bit...
You're so older than this. Somewhere between these two ages? Yeah, okay, gotcha.
I really like that part. So cute. And then let's just look at the nose.
Oh, yeah, that's great. That's a beautiful photo.
Noses change, though.
They do. Yeah, can we get a close-up of the
Noses change. Noses change. They don't tell you that.
They don't
Noses
tell you
change.
that. So
but-
you got taken out of school.
Yes, and we were watching the movie, and there was a moment during the movie when you guys see the first dinosaur, where again I was too old to have this thought, but I was like, oh, dinosaurs do exist? Oh, they always say they don't, but I guess they do. Somewhere they do.
The funny thing about that is that's exactly what teachers say why not to take your kids out of school. Like you not only did you miss school, you
Yep.
came back with like bad info.
Totally.
Yeah.
I didn't learn about any planets that day.
This is but I did not know this about your parents. They were super cool.
Oh, yeah.
Bay Area music. Not more than fans. They had a music
They
magazine.
did, yeah. My parents had a music magazine called BAM. What the hell?
No, I have every back copy of it.
Jeff, are you kidding?
Yes.
I mean, okay, you are. But do you remember BAM? No, it's okay if you don't. Let's not do this.
I know I kind of do.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
It was like in the 70s, 80s, and 90s.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So it had a run.
Yeah, it had a really good run. Yeah, it was really a cool way to grow up because we got to go to concerts and we would get boxes of tapes and CDs and we would
And did your parents have an expectation that as a child you were supposed to be cooler than your peers as far as your music knowledge?
They were kind of, yeah, they absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, there was, my mom especially, it was my dad's magazine, but my mom was like, she'd be driving in her little minivan and whoever was playing, she would be like, who's playing drums on this? Who produced this? Who's doing backup vocals on this? And we would scramble, whoever could answer first was like mom's favorite that day.
Wow. And this is like 70s and 80s, like
Yeah.
rock and roll music?
Yes,
Wow.
or yeah, whatever. It was old stuff, but it was like, whatever was new in California at the time, we were listening to.
And you got to meet Huey Lewis.
Yeah, a few times. Sorry to brag.
That's a huge deal. I would be
Huey Lewis?
very excited about that.
I've never met Huey
Have you met Huey Lewis?
I've never met
Okay,
Huey
so you're telling me I'm the only person. Have you guys met Huey Lewis? You have. Okay, cool.
All right, great.
Yeah, that guy frickin' rocks. Yeah.
But tell us the story of how,
Okay.
because I feel like you also met him in a unique way.
I
It's
did.
one, exciting to meet him, but two, the way you met him.
When I think I was about 5 years old. Again, a little younger than, maybe about the age of Tummy.
Okay, so we're
Tummy
thinking
and
this
nose.
is,
Yeah.
all right, so
we're
you're,
thinking
all right.
this
okay,
age.
gotcha.
My parents took my older sister Lainey and I to see Huey Lewis and the News. and my dad was buds with him, so after the concert, it was my first concert, and after the concert, we went backstage, and everybody like sort of couldn't find Huey, and apparently he had had what he thought was a bad concert, a bad show.
Impossible.
Impossible.
Yep.
Thank you. And then my parents sort of like lost sight of me, little 5-year-old Darcy, and I come around the corner like holding Huey's hand, and guys, he had a huge smile on his face. I think I cheered him up.
Yeah, a little. I think if a 5-year-old comes, I will say that is kind of what I think about like parents who have a music magazine. They're
Yeah.
like, oh, where's our kid?
Yeah, totally. I'm like, also keep an eye on your kid.
Yeah.
Keep an eye. Maybe don't take your kids out of school,
Yeah.
and keep an eye on your kid
That
when
was
you're
also
backstage
a
at a
middle of the
concert.
day Huey Lewis concert
Yeah,
that they'd
absolutely.
taken you out of school
Yeah,
for.
they took me out. Yeah, it was the
The
SATs.
teachers were like, they show movies at night as well. You could like.
You have a whole
You could do
weekend?
both.
Yeah.
You could do school
No,
and go see Jurassic
I think we
Park.
needed to see the first showing. That was
Yeah.
the whole thing.
And so, at what time in your life? And again, I'm gonna actually want to go back to A League of Their Own to finish here.
Okay, but also-
you obviously had to play a lot of baseball.
Yeah.
How did the skills come back?
Oh, honey, they never left.
Oh,
I don't mean to be like that. I don't mean
That's
to be
great.
like that. Do you play baseball?
Do I ever?
You know what? You know what?
what do you do? Are you showing us how you play baseball?
Starting to play. I
It's
like
trying
to
to play.
pitch.
You know what? You know what's funny? We got 3 Pittsburgh guys up here.
We do. This is all Pittsburgh because you
Yeah.
shot League of Their Own in
We
Pittsburgh.
shot League of Their Own in Pittsburgh.
And you fell in love with it. You fell in love with the city.
I totally did. And
All you gotta do
were-
is go there.
Yeah, that's true. And that's for the audience at home. All
Yeah.
you got to do is go there. You'll fall in love with it. Were you born there?
No, my dad was.
Okay,
yeah.
Daddy was born there, but then you lived there when you were a baby.
Just a baby.
When you
just
were just
enough.
about
Just enough.
that
Yeah.
age.
When I was. Yeah.
When Seth was.
When I was my ballet photo not available. Yeah.
And you grew up there.
I grew up there, yes. I saw Roberto Clemente play at Forbes Field.
Look at that.
Oh my God.
There you go.
That's a-
It's gonna be hard to beat that. It's gonna be hard to top that fact. What a delight to have both of you out here. Thank you so much for being back, Darcy. Thank you for sticking around, Jeff. You guys, that's Darcy Carden right there, the season finale of Barry, in which she is fantastic. Airs this Sunday, June 12th, and A League of Their Own will be out